Hi. Hi, everyone. Kadina here. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about work life balance and delegating. That seems to be a hot topic right now. And I know many of you entrepreneurs and career ladder climbers, and I mean that in the best way. I know that a lot of you struggle with this. I also know that a lot of you domestic project managers struggle with this as well. So I wanted to talk to both of you. Now, I always kind of want to share to the entrepreneurs and career mindset, also to the moms and the domestic project managers, because I believe that they are parallel. They're so similar. So whether you're running a household or you're running a business, we spend most of our time doing those things, do we not? So we do. And so juggling that and then intertwining that is where we need to find success, right? So I have some friends, and myself actually is on this list as well. We are definitely a personality. We're go-getters. That's why we're good at what we do. That's why we can plan and we can market and we can get things done that other people just can't seem to get done. And that's because we see the big picture and we know how things need to go from A to Z. And if there's any segues, we always have a plan B, C, and D in place. Like, that's just our makeup, right? And that's what a lot of you project managers are exactly the same way. So with that being said, delegating is very difficult. And so really fine-tuning that and allowing yourself and that person the opportunity to show you what they're made of. It may be baby steps, and that may be really hard on you, but they may be ready and they may be feeling held back, uneasy, upset. Now you have to worry about them wanting to leave you and replacing them, right? And so that's difficult. And there's never a good time to replace someone who's worthy of keeping around. But because you maybe are micromanaging, sitting over their shoulder, that may be hindering them and their success. So keep that in mind, and just baby steps. Communication is such a big deal in this area. So let them know. I'm a hoverer. And it's hard for me to let go. So if I do that, I give you a project, you're allowed to say, hey, Kadina, you're hovering a little bit over me. Also allow your kids to have that open communication. So allow them the opportunity to say, hey, Mom, let me do this. I've got this. And have that and let them know, like, I'm going to give you this project. And I'm going to, if you start to struggle, let me know. Nobody knows if anyone's in the weeds unless they tell you they're in the weeds. Okay, that would be my dog. Yes. So thank you, Winston. He agrees. And so, and then trust your staff. Like, you hired them. So trust you that you hired the right person. And then trust them to do what you ask them to do. But allow them mistakes. Like, if they make mistakes, be graceful. Deliver your news. Like, okay, that wasn't supposed to happen, but be graceful about it, because I don't know if you're like me, but your tongue could get you in a lot of trouble, and nobody likes that mean, evil, stepmother, wicked witch of the West thing going on. So that is something that I personally have struggled with. I know that my tone can be really abrasive, and I like things done a certain way. And I don't care if you're my kid or you're an employee, I need things done a certain way. And so I've had to learn and correct myself, and had some good people say, I don't know if you're aware of this, but you sometimes sound pretty evil. So that's just because I'm a perfectionist and I want things done. And I don't understand why you don't understand what I want done, because aren't you a mind reader? No, I know, I get that now, but years ago, I didn't always understand that. And so allow them some grace to make mistakes. If it's something you can't afford a mistake on, then make sure you show them exactly what needs to be done and the timeline it needs to be done in. And the timeline that if they're not going to get it done, they need to hold up a white flag and let you know it's not going to be done at that time. Like, don't tell me at 11:59 when the pumpkin is going to show up. No, you need to tell me at 8:50 the pumpkin's coming, right? Does everybody get that? Okay, so I've got the kid thing going on. So anyway, and then for those of you that are not a personality and you're just like, I want to run a business and I have these great ideas, I really want you to focus on structure. Like, focus on structure. So get an old school day planner, and I'm not exaggerating. Let me show you mine, okay? Old school day planner, okay? See the colors? See the colors? Okay. So I have an old school day planner, but I also have some technology. I do, believe it or not, technology. So I do both because sometimes I just need it out in front of me. But I also have Google's. I have the calendar, right? I've got Outlook. I've got my phone. I do both. And I send my family, like if I've got a dentist appointment, I email them. They have email. They've had email since 5th grade. So I email them and put it in their calendar. And I email my husband and put it in his calendar. So again, if you're a project manager at home, but if you're really lackadaisical and go with the flow, first of all, bless you, love you, you're amazing. Wish I had more of that. But secondly, sometimes, and I know children, they need the structure. They need to know what I'm doing next. Not hyper, like on steroids, but, keep a structure. That way you get stuff done. And then you wonder, like, why do my ideas never come to fruition? Because I don't actually write a plan. And again, dream board, write it down, you guys. Even if it's not like pictures, like write down your list. And if you saw, I have 2 dream boards, and when I get what I want, I take a big fat black Sharpie and I put a big check on it. Like, got it, done, next, okay? And then balance. So here's the thing. Most of us are working 12 plus hours a day because we have goals and we want to reach them. And that's great. It's fabulous. But, and I can be guilty of this, but I know that I have a lot of friends and a lot of colleagues that reach out to me and say, hey, Kadena, what do I do? I've got basketball games, and I've got a husband that actually wants attention, and I've got kids, and I'm talking to a new mama today, and she's telling me how, she's driving around and she really wants to change her career because she is a field sales rep and she's driving around from point A to point B to point D, blah, 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 blah. And then eventually after a committee meeting, she'll make it home about 8:30 and she's like going to pop in a couple months. So my thing was, I said, write up a plan and go to your boss. Because she said, I went to my boss like a month ago and she said, well, let's talk about this in 4 months. Well, in 4 months, your baby's going to be 2 months old. So in 4 months, that's too late. So write up a plan of what you want in writing and then go talk to your boss and say, I just need 15 minutes because it's that important to me. Do I want to leave the company? No, I love the company. I want to continue to advance my career, but knowing that my lifestyle is going to change in 2 months, I can't go to 5 different locations in a day. And I need to make some changes. And this is my plan. I would like you to get behind me. That may or may not work, but that was my advice to her is things don't happen unless you write them down. They just don't. Because when you get in front of that person, you go down a rabbit trail that has nothing to do with what you wanted to talk about. But when you have it written down, then you actually can stay closer on the path, or at least easily get back on the path, right? So hopefully these tips are helpful to you. I love you guys. I appreciate the direct messaging and the emails. So thank you. Keep them coming. I appreciate that. And I am happy to help in any way that I can. If any of you want to sit down, more than happy to do that again. Oh, and I do have a young person etiquette class coming up in a couple weeks. I think I'm shooting for like the second or third Saturday early afternoon, like around 11, because we're going to do kind of a luncheon, and that will cover etiquette. It's going to cover different utensils that we use and just different etiquette, like when you show up at a friend's house and how you behave. And so this is geared more towards like the 6 to 12-year-old age. If you have any kiddos that is interested, let me know. I'm still doing some private classes. I'm looking at my calendar. I still have a few dates open for some private sessions. So if you have any couples out there, or if you want any soft skills for work etiquette, we can definitely go over that one-on-one. We can do it over the phone or Skype as well. So whatever works for you. I'm pretty flexible. But that's it for today. And again, I hope that was helpful. All right, take care.